Hey guys, just wanted to show you my belly. So this is my belly after a huge dinner today. It's usually my belly is flat. In the morning I can see my abs. Hey guys, I'm gonna put my belly away and I just wanted to talk to you about something today. And I think this might be interesting because I suspected recently that I got Sibo, so it's small bacterial overgrowth, but I found out I have Candida. With Sibo, I'm still not 100% sure, but I just wanted to share my story with you guys. So someone asked me a few months ago if how's my gut, and I've always said I've never had any gut issues. I've never had any sort of digestive issues or problems or anything like this. I've never been constipated. I've never had problems with like going to the toilet. I've never had like bloating unless like I ate loads of, I don't know, cabbage or beans or anything like this. I've never had gas. Obviously occasionally, like nothing nothing major. I've never had like belching or heartburn or anything like this. I've never had any digestive issues. I was like really lucky, or I just simply, I believe that I did lead a healthy lifestyle. So maybe that's why. But anyway, so in September I started being like feeling like really constipated, and I must say that I've never had issues like this before, so I was like really surprised. So it was terrible to me because I've never suffered problems like this before. I was thinking like, okay, maybe it's around sort of my ovulation time. So I was thinking maybe it's hormones, I'm getting older, I don't know, things change. But at the same time, so that was just after I had to take a medication for something. And I feel like this has threw me off like completely, my gut flora out of balance. And I got a bacterial infection, women's stuff. So I've been given antibiotic because I sort of couldn't, I got some stuff over the counter, it didn't work. So anyway, so I was like, okay, let me take the antibiotic. Antibiotic worked at and my digestive issues disappeared. So it was all connected. Now, this has come back. Every time this infection came back, so it was the second time the infection came back after a while, after like 2 months. And then I had gut issues, really terrible bloating, constipation. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? So to me, I started taking probiotics, but then I was like, okay, every time I'm taking, so I had to take a second antibiotic that gave me a reaction on my skin. Anyway, it helped. I started sort of managing as well with some natural supplements. As you know, probably, or maybe you don't know, my diet is, most of the time it's sugar-free. So it's all low sugar. I don't eat sweets on a daily basis or sugary stuff. I hardly even eat fruit, to be fair, or like refined carbohydrates or anything like this. So I'm really good like this. So after Christmas, so obviously it was Christmas parties, and I ate sugar. I drank alcohol quite a lot. Normally I'm not really a big drinker, maybe once a week, couple of drinks, and that's it. And this has triggered it off again. And I was thinking to myself, you know what, there's something I've noticed that alcohol triggers it. But when I started researching it, I started like literally losing my mind, because I'm thinking like, why is this coming back? Like I've never had it before in my life, never any bacterial infection or anything like this. So I'm thinking like, there's definitely something weird. So I started researching it, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, I probably have small bacterial overgrowth, because every time I took fiber as well, it made it absolutely worse. So I've been taking stuff for constipation, not laxatives, but more natural stuff like syrups. It didn't work. Normally, what would make me run to the toilets would be if I drink L-ascorbic acid in water, excuse me, and then I drank it and still nothing. Literally, I didn't know what to do. I was devastated. So I went to doctors. They did obviously some swabs. In the meantime, I ended up in A&E one night because I woke up with terrible cramping. I couldn't literally move, and I had belly swollen, like I was like heavily pregnant. The lady over there said to me that, oh, I might have H. pylori, so they have to do some tests, like have to go back to the GP, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, oh, maybe if this is all negative, maybe you've got IBS. But I'm thinking to myself, I've never had IBS or any digestive issues in my life. So I'm thinking, and then it comes and goes. Funny enough, like it's always like when there's this infection. So I'm thinking to myself, this infection usually happens when the gut flora is out of balance. So I had some swabs at the doctor's, and the doctor confirmed I've got Candida. So it's a yeast overgrowth, obviously. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't really do sugar because yeast feeds off sugar. I've been quite stressed last year, but then about almost 2 years ago, I had my gut checked. So I had all my like gut flora checked. I had no yeast at that time. I had no parasites at that time. And my gut was quite like, you know, in a good sort of like, there was no inflammation. It was like, you know, in a really good state. So I'm thinking like, what happened between then and now? So just over a year ago, 1 year, 2 months, I was under general anesthetic. I had something removed, like a little tumor from my jaw, or underneath my tooth. let me put it this way. So they put me under general anesthetic, and then obviously it's drugs pumping into your body. So this damages your gut. At that time, I took 2 antibiotics, and before that, I have not taken any antibiotics in about 7 years, possibly. So 2 antibiotics, loads of painkillers, anti-inflammatories, because I had loads of pain, obviously. Then 3 weeks after that, I got COVID. COVID left me with terrible headaches for 9 months. So I was taking a lot of like sort of ibuprofen because I felt like literally my brain was on fire. So this damages your gut. I took loads of antihistamines as well because I had like really allergic like reactions after COVID. My immune system was overreactive. So this again, antihistamines damage your gut, if you didn't know. But I was like, okay, I didn't think it would have such a huge effect in such a short period of time on my gut. And then in September, I had to take a medication that I felt like threw me off like completely of balance. So that was that. And obviously I took 2 antibiotics for these infections. So in such a short period of time, in a year's time, I took so much medication, and I'm normally not really a medication person. I take my supplements, but not medication. I feel like this has destroyed my gut. So anyway, this could have caused the bacterial, obviously, overgrowth, or yeast overgrowth, sorry. So that's why I've got Candida. In the meantime, I went to my herbalist, and when I thought I've got Sibo, so they prepared something for me that I'm drinking. Now, I started taking tablets that are called Dida, that I swear by. I took them about 12 years ago, thinking I had Candida at that time. And this has reduced. So as you can see, my belly's like flat again. And my toilet habits are back to normal. But obviously, to kill off Candida, it will take a while. I'm giving myself time until the end of the year because Candida is really, really hard to get rid of. But anyway, I'm going to make another video to tell you guys how I'm dealing with it, and I'm going to probably be doing sort of like a weekly updates on what I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So yeah, so I can't confirm Sibo because I haven't had the tests done. There might be some bacterial overgrowth, but I'm taking some supplements for it and for yeast overgrowth. This seems to be working in some way. Definitely my belly's feeling much better, more normal, but you know, I'm not fooled, like, you know, it takes much longer than that to kill off Candida. So I'm going to be telling you about this, guys. So guys, let me know in comments below if you've ever suffered from Candida or Sibo. I want to know, like, what were your symptoms that were similar and how you dealt with it. Another thing that I've noticed, like, you know, obviously I had loads of like skin rashes, and as you can see, like my skin is very, very dry here, as you can see. And here as well, it's like red and dry, so it's a terrible like reaction. And this can sort of be like an overnight thing. So overnight I can get this and then it disappears the next day. So it's definitely not a dry skin from whatever. Creams don't help. Anyway guys, so this is my story. Let me know if you've been through anything similar and or you're going through anything like this now. And let me know how you're dealing with this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.